Okay, Friday, 26th of July, 2024. So, sharing smart stuff men should know. Future Friday, plan and strategize, thinking and preparing for the future. Now, AI, powerful little tool, but fundamentally, AI allows us to think 1,000 times faster. It is unleashing our curiosity and allowing us to answer and learn things 1,000 times faster than before, or fundamentally shortening the learning curve, meaning the things that would have taken us 1 day, 10 days, a year, 10 years to learn, to uncover, to discover, would now take us 5 minutes, an hour or 2 or 3, a day or 2 to strategize and plan and jump on the ChatGPT and ask the right questions and keep asking and delving down the rabbit hole to learn more things. AI allows us to think 1,000 times faster, meaning we are able to unleash our curiosity and learn things all the time. Well, we have a simple curiosity, a little question niggling in the back of our mind, like, what's this, what's that? We can ask it. It's unleashing curiosity and pushing us also to communicate better so we can get a satisfying and exact answer that we want. Very powerful. It allows us to think also 1,000 times faster in the sense of ideas, in a sense of concepts, in a sense of what I need, what I'm overlooking. I was doing some research for this channel and a few other things, and I kept asking it questions, this, that, and this, and this. Give me more ideas. How can I do this? How can I do that? Why? What's best practices? When this, when that, how this, how that, tools, whatever else. Ideas. Now, admittedly, most of the ideas are not really applicable for me or not quite what I was after. But then it gave me all these ideas and I was able to sort through them, judging them by my own merit, my own standards, whether or not this idea or that idea or this idea or that idea is worthwhile. But the very fact it gave me all these ideas and options and choices was powerful. And in life, we want more choices, more options, what we can and can't do or don't need to do or don't have to do, whatever else. So here's all these ideas and these concepts. So thinking, I like that, I don't like that. I like that, don't, I like that. Those three, tell me more. Expand. Tell me more about them. Give me more ideas. Give me best practices. Give me some ideas for tools, whatever else. And then over time, through this curiosity and thinking 1,000 times faster, it means that I'm making fewer mistakes in the future and I'm learning more stuff now that would have taken me, let's say, a few months to realizing it now instead of in a few months. That's powerful. That saves time, fundamental. That's a very important commodity and a very important resource, saving time. So I had these ideas, and it meant that in the future, able to perform better, avoiding more mistakes, preventing this, preventing that problem in the future. This is not going to happen because I've already sorted it. That's not going to happen. So therefore, I learn all these things. The chances of making mistakes decreases, i.e. bad things happening, and the chances of good things happening increase by virtue of bad things going down to near zero, and also by learning more, by being more street savvy, learning more about the world, how things work, the culture, the climate, the logistics, the infrastructure, for example, the better I can navigate in certain places, the better I can perform in the future. And that's all just research. Tell me more. Here's all these ideas, information, data, everything. And then I sift through it like a dragnet. Give me everything you can. I often have multiple tabs open on ChatGPT, asking different things on different topics. Tell me more. Explain like I'm 5. What does this mean? What does that mean? More. A dragnet. Collecting all this data, and then in here, and you could also argue in here, heart and soul, but definitely here especially, logical mind, logical part of the body, the mind, the brain, organizing all this data, moving through it, siphoning through it, filtering through it. What's worthwhile, what's not worthwhile. Because then it's easier to discard loads of ideas that are not worthwhile as opposed to have a shortage of ideas and be struggling for new ideas and things. It's easy to get rid of excess ideas and replies like ChatGPT, tell me more, as opposed to not having enough. That's powerful. Very, very powerful. And I also realized something quite profound with AI recently, that the longer you delay not using and utilizing it, using and utilizing it in your life, business, you name it, the longer you don't use it, the harder it'll be to catch up and the longer you will need to spend catching up as well. Because the people who have adopted it a year ago, for example, when it first came out, or a year and a half ago, arguably, they are just going with it. They're just using it. The momentum they have achieved by using it every single day and getting better all the time is phenomenal. It's a compounding effect. So I saw this graph that's a month or two ago that said the vast majority of people in the UK aren't using it. 70%, 80%, something like that, in the high double digits. And those that are using it, the 10%, 20%, 15%, over the next 6-12 months, well, of course, the longer the time frame, that distinction, that advantage, that asymmetric position, the asymmetry is going to get more and more profound, because they're using things like AI to unleash their curiosity, increase the communication skills, think 1,000 times faster. I did some videos about this as well. Even Becoming the Demon, as I talked about, where I learn more about the world and how it functions, so I can make fewer mistakes into the future and be more accurate and more precise in the future. And I have got some interesting topics to discuss with ChatGPT about CERN research and science and all sorts of theoretical physics and unification theories, cosmology in the universe, quantum mechanics and relativity, fundamental physics, all kinds of advanced concepts and experimental physics, philosophical and methodological questions, applications and implications. How does quantum mechanics influence modern technology, such as computing and communication? Deep stuff that to find the answer to would be laborious at best, digging through Google, or extremely difficult in terms of books or libraries or conferences or videos, you name it. Here I can ask an extremely specific question and I get loads of answers. Again, dragnet, thinking 1,000 times faster, and I can just filter through it. Or I can be even more precise and say, how can I apply this in life? What are the 10 first principles of this? How can I apply this? What does this mean for me as XYZ ABC? Powerful stuff. And all this information, again, dragnet, give me everything, thinking 1,000 times faster. And then you could argue we need to increase our discernment skills, knowing what's valuable. We've got all this data and answers and information, but which is valuable? Well, that's not, but this is extremely valuable. That's amazing. That's gold. That's all the rest I don't need. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff, which goes back to what I said earlier, where the longer you don't use it, the harder and longer it'll be to catch up to those who don't. Just how in the same way, I don't use cars, I use horseback carriages. Okay, fine. Well, in the morning, I can do 40, 50, 60 miles per hour to get somewhere, and the horse might take a day or 2 or 3, the same distance. That principle, compound that in all aspects of life, where I just know more, I just understand more. I'm applying more first principles of the universe into life and business, whatever else. That's very, very powerful. Yes. But it allows us to think 1,000 times faster. And then, as I said, we would have to increase our discernment skills, really. That would have to be another video, where we have to recognize what is useful and what's not useful. Fair enough. It's one of those trade-offs. That's life, basically. But otherwise, Future Friday, plan and strategize, sharing smart stuff men should know. You will see me tomorrow.